you
real
found
easy.
you found your carpet. You escaped from the ship, and you're on your way home.
Yeah.
So then
The
the
knight's like,
next
what the
thing,
fuck?
and then you wake up.
And then the reality came. Yes. See, I
Okay,
told you
so
the torture was bad.
all right, so episode 10,000,000,001, part 2, because of technical difficulties.
We'll get ready for part 3 and part 4 in about 2 seconds.
So
Uh,
I just restarted my computer and it was like, oh, now I can find your microphone. Oh, I couldn't find it before because fucking Windows. But anyway,
Hey, Russell, you'd be glad to know I can hear you. No.
excellent. All right. Good. So when yeah, okay. Let's
So the
get back
cat
into
lord
this.
has
So
freed me.
he hasn't freed you. He has unlocked one of your chains.
Oh, nice of him.
He has told you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to remember exactly what I said now because I.
Yeah, start that again because I never heard it. Just, when you're ready.
Okay, so yeah, he tells you that he says. I can't even remember what he says, and I'm too pissed off. I'm still just getting over the fact that I'm still pissed off about my computer bullshit right now.
Yeah,
So I'm going to
don't
summarize what happens.
Yeah, go
He
on.
has unlocked one of your chains. He's told you that there are wards on the door, and that the lock. He says the lock will be less of a problem than the door itself. And he's freed your right hand, which obviously is, I'm assuming you're right-handed. You might not be. If you aren't, well, don't.
Okay. What I'm gonna do
Yeah.
is I'm gonna take out my claw, one of my claws.
Yeah. Is this after he's gone?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
And see if it has anything like a literal lock, because I know it's protected against magic,
Right.
but it might not be protected against picking the lock.
All right. So there is some kind of mechanism you discover, and you can feel it with your claw. And it seems to be engraved. You can feel the texture of the lines engraved, which you suspect are, sigils or runes or something.
Okay.
Probably designed to stop you from doing shit like this. You can guess that's probably the
Okay.
case.
Can I use my claw to carve a different kind of sigil on it?
You can make an Arcana check.
Yeah, please do.
Now I have to open everything again. Oh, look at that. Windows actually did one good thing. It was like, oh, I'll open up all your old tabs.
Don't talk
Nice.
about it because
That's
it'll
kind.
all stop.
Okay, so what am I rolling for you? This is a
Arcana check.
Arcana -1.
God.
And that's a 7, so that's a 6.
well.
So, sure, fuck it. Let's see if you can change it at least. Something might do something. You might be able to break the sigil or something like that. I'm assuming that's what.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
Give it a try. All right.
Yeah.
We'll do a sleight of hand check to see how that goes. I won't tell you the result of that because it's more fun this way.
Okay. All right.
However,
But about this time, my
I have to
character's
tell
done.
you some of the result because it becomes blatantly obvious when you take 3 points of psychic damage from tampering with the lock.
Okay.
So you get zapped, basically, just for now. All right.
That's
So,
fine.
meanwhile, Lissa and Co, you are where?
I'm kind of imagining at this point we're probably heading out for. We might have organized things. We can head out to the boat.
Yep. Okay, so you guys are, let's put you on the boat. Let's say you've done everything to get you there and you're now on that ship. You are leaving port. you can make perception checks. So in this case, I
I,
would Zor for this one. No.
yeah, because I haven't got him because everything went out.
Right. I'm opening him up now. Oh, I do have Zor open. Oh,
Nice.
excellent.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so you're on the boat and you're heading out from port. It is raining. In the distance, you can see lightning stalking across the horizon, like.
Cool. Well, Drazan's not outside. He's going to be inside. I think he'd be very curious about how the ship runs
Right.
because, like, I'm sure he knows a little bit about this,
How
but not
superstitious? I mean,
of it.
because he's obviously doesn't like the Barachiel very much. He doesn't have high opinions of wizards, probably.
Oh, definitely not. They killed his family.
Right, and so this idea that you're on a ship that's kind of sentient could be a bit disturbing to Drazan.
Yes, I imagine it would be.
And given that it is actually an actual Barachiel ship too, so it comes with all the baggage of that.
However, as part of the fighter, the fighter class, they do have this ability. It's not one that's going to be helpful to the ship, but it might explain how he functions.
Yeah.
And that is normally it takes like a minute for him to sort of analyze his enemy. So I
Yep.
think that he would be curious about the ship, so that he can know more about his enemy.
Okay.
Know thy enemy, you know?
So typically you study your opponent for a minute to see what their strengths and weaknesses are, and it gives you like levels and stuff and tells you, So the ship
Yeah.
doesn't have any levels.
Yeah, it's just a judgment. It's judging his character rather than like he's not actually going to do this,
I
but
feel this
he
is
is judging his character. This is a judgment of his character.
I feel an insight check could be worth making.
Okay. Insight. That's a very strange one. 22.
Nice.
I don't think you trust this ship at all.
Don't pay attention to that roll, please. That was an
Okay.
accident. I got.
It was a happy accident. That's
You
a
rolled
good
a
roll.
19 on a nature check. I feel inclined to use it somehow.
He senses a dolphin.
I was going to say, he sees a fish. He's like, I can turn into that.
Just rolls a whole bunch of dice.
What were we talking about? Drazan? No? Anyway.
Yeah, yes. He
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
trust the
right.
ship.
Insight. Doesn't trust the ship, right. I mean, it's a sentient thing. I mean, the rest of you guys, you trust it in so much as you know you can control it. But Drazan has yet to see that evidenced. So, there's that. In any case, you're cutting out into the storm that awaits you as you travel out and around the head towards the Dagian Peninsula. And the ship wheels out into the storm. At this point, I feel like it's nighttime, but tell me if I'm wrong.
I mean, even if it's not, it's pretty overcast with the storm, so it's probably pretty dark.
It's pretty dark and dingy, yeah.
So, like, the last thing that happened was, like, these guys had their ball thing, their dance, and then
Oh, yeah.
they realized that the others had not returned.
So it was
It's
night.
probably early morning.
Yeah.
Probably. I can't imagine we would have got much sleep.
It could be the wee hours of the morning just before sunrise, perhaps. Okay, that's cool, because then we can have the mist beginning to rise as the sun creeps over the horizon and begins to silhouette this flotilla of Barachiel ships that you see. Well, I don't know, do you get that close immediately, or are you heading straight for them? What's the deal?
We need to make it known that we are Dagian and we need to talk.
The
Is
ship
there like
offers
a-
to transform itself into a Dagdagian merchant vessel.
Maybe make it a more diplomatic vehicle, not merchant.
An
Maybe
ambassadorial ship of some description.
maybe
That
a
sounds good.
navy vessel flying diplomatic flags.
It sounds like this is fucking weird. Oh,
All right.
but hey, I won't argue.
The boat sort of begins to transform into a different style of ship. And there's a certain amount of, step back and not get sucked into the seams as it turns and twists and goes through its change. And it's quite a spectacle to behold, to be fair. In
I
any
wish
case,
I could.
it finishes well. You can sense it with your
Blindside and tremor sense.
blinds. You're right. You can sense all of these changes, and you can see sort of in your mind at least what's going on. And you also are aware of the seabirds, and yes, there are dolphins and other sea creatures and what have you. You can sort of smell the ozone in the air as well as electricity crackling, ready to ignite. That's how you sense it, at least.
Okay.
Okay, so you are heading towards the Barachiel ships. All right. As you come around the corner, you sort of come around the cape, and you see the flotilla out there, and it's now being backlit by the first sun. And the water is presently churning up, and the beams of sunlight are coming through the spotty clouds up ahead. You can see seabirds rising and flying around. What would you like to do? You can see their capital ship, amongst other things.
I think, I think Jazan's going to go up on deck.
Okay.
Gonna have spy. Do we have anything like that? Like a magnifying glass situation?
Not really.
I will look with my eyes.
What you do have is a crow's nest.
So I can't imagine him climbing that in full plate.
True.
So
That's probably not a good idea. But
no.
you could have. Do you have a crew? You don't really have a crew. Actually, what you do have is a fucking demon embedded in the ship that can scry for, was it 5 miles?
That sounds right.
All right. I don't trust you boats, but if you don't mind.
You could do that before you get to the Cape if you wanted to. You could scry ahead. Okay, so who's doing that scrying? Because they're going to make an Arcana check.
Who's got the best Arcana?
Probably Lissa.
Probably Lissa, yeah.
7.
Plus
Is that
7?
+7 or 7?
Plus 7.
+7. All right.
Wow, that's definitely the best. You've got the best Arcana.
So, Lissa, are you going to step up and attempt to scry using the ship? Okay, let's
Yeah.
get an Arcana check for that.
Wish me luck.
Is not 20?
Whoa.
That's pretty good.
All right, Lissa, you have a vision as you enter the scrying space of the ship's crystal orb control-y thingy artifact embedded in the ship's hull. This vision is basically, there is this sea, this cloud of demons nested above the ocean, surrounding these 19 ships, sitting there in the astral, clusters of them at the 4 points, and then a few others circling in a much wider sweep. And so anything that comes any closer than basically where you are will be detected. But as you know, the ship has sort of transformed into a diplomatic vessel. It'll get seen as that. It won't get seen Otherwise, well, you hope, unless they have some super scrying ability to see through that.
Warn the others about the demons and everything.
Okay. You are thusly informed by Lissa.
Wonderful.
Mm.
Hmm.
Is there anything you
Do
guys
I
wish to say?
proceed, mistress? Says the ship to the Lissa.
Should we receive or should we stay here?
Well, we have to make it known that we wish to talk with them diplomatically.
I can raise a diplomatic sail, a flag.
I can't hear that, by the way, Lissa. So
I can raise a
He can raise a
flag.
diplomatic. He can raise a diplomatic flag.
that's perfect. Thank you.
Can you please do that?
It goes up. This flag just trails up into up the mast and begins flying very. What's the word?
Flaggy.
Flaggy?
No, flaggy, for Christ's sake.
Fluttering.
Fluttering.
Fluttering. Yeah.
Yeah, no. But anyway,
Snapping.
no. Anyway, the boat continues. Then you are going to head into the cloud of demons, essentially, in Lissa's vision, or at least approach it. Is that the case?
Approach it.
Okay. All right. So the ship goes full steam ahead, so to speak. The sails billow full of gust, and you push on around the cape and out into the view and sight line of the flotilla, which those of you who are on the deck can see with your eyes. And beyond that flotilla, you can make a perception check.
20.
Or
No.
Aw.
Oh, perception check. Got it. Mm.
Yeah.
I
Hey.
rolled it
20.
for you, Zor. It was a
Yeah.
21. I rolled you a 21. You should,
That's
Sounds
amazing.
like
He's
looking
considering
the
he's
wrong way.
blind.
right. Okay, so Zor, for you personally, you can smell and sense the energy of. It's a little bit confusing. Multiple different separate storms. And I don't mean Storm the cat. I mean storms like the elemental
probably smell 'em too.
phenomena.
Okay.
And for the others who rolled above a 15, you also will have noticed that there are more than one storm. They are kind of discrete and separate along the horizon. Like there's gaps between them. It's weird. So anyway, you approach.
Yes. Yes, we
Okay.
do.
All right. One of the Barachiel ships seems to drift forward out of the flotilla. It comes forward and it too raises a diplomatic flag as it approaches your vector and intersects with your direction. It pulls up alongside you guys.
Which one of you, are you all going to join me with this or what?
Yes.
What's the plan here?
I do believe we will follow your plan.
I will certainly be present alongside you.
Just be aware that they probably are expecting the burning path, but it might not pay to outnumber them. So if only a couple of them come up to us, maybe pull back a little. We need to see them as equals.
I'll come up with you since I have the pearl for the dragon, or I can hand the pearl off to someone.
Lissa,
think-
the ship, the sentient ship that you're on, communicates with you again. It says, The flagship is the Dominion's Eye. That is the name of their primary warship here. I
And I
recognize these ships.
tell the others that.
Okay.
I think, seeing as you have such an important item, it might pay for you to stay clear, just in case anything goes awry. Also, from what I know of your skill set, you're safer when you're defended. So you might want to maybe stay back a bit. Don't be the one to come up. Don't look at me like that. I don't mean any harm by it, of course. I'm just trying to think strategically of how we can make sure that everyone is safe.
I have ways of getting myself free of various predicaments, so it might be best if I accompanied you.
Okay.
I'll go up with you then.
Okay. Maybe you should stay with Lady Lissa.
As the ship approaches, you can see there is an Archon on the deck with their white face mask. Behind them, you see a number of other mages. They seem to be controlling the ship and the weather.
Zor, it might be best if you stayed back. It would not be unlike them to send quasits after you and Lissa. I know you are able to detect their presence.
Okay. As you wish.
Be ready to react if needed. And Lissa, you seem to have some sort of conversation with the boat, so it is crucial that you stay safe.
Who's on deck?
Jazan is.
Zornal's also on deck.
All
We were
right.
having a chat, so I assume we have some sort of communication with each other.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. The Barachiel Archon on the approaching ship looks like a cutter. Beams a message into your mind that says, I am Archon Zavran Talisar. What is it that you have come for?
Oh, into whose mind?
Whoever is on deck, probably all of you on deck. Anybody that looks official. Drazan looks official.
Jazan looks incredibly official. I am Jazan of well, however he says it. I'm Jazan, the guard captain of Dag Dagiel. A guard captain of Dag Dagiel, and we would like to meet with you.
Approach.
Okay. Approaching.
All
And
right.
we'll get everything sorted.
Okay. So your ship cruises up next to their ship, and you sort of come quite close. They lay down a gangplank across between one ship and the other. So the two ships are sort of connected now.
Okay. I look back to the other. I guess I don't know where the others are, but I'm just making sure that they're staying back and staying safe, just in case.
A little posse of Barachiel embassy wizards approach across the gangplank, and they get to the end of the gangplank and stop. They don't actually step onto the ship.
Okay. I give them the appropriate bow, or however it might be.
Can you make a... We don't have etiquette in D&D.
You
Yeah.
usually use performance for that.
Yeah, performance will do.
Performance is not good for him, but that's fine. With a 18 or 19,
19.
that's pretty fucking good.
That's pretty good. All right. So he does the protocols.
Flourish.
And with flair. Okay. All right. They seem suitably impressed. And he looks you up and down and he says, you bear some form of message from your assembly.
Yes. So As you are well aware, you know of the laws between our two nations. You have diplomatic immunity, while in Dagdagiel, in the area of Dagdagiel, in the region of Dagdagiel, including the waters.
He stands silently and lets you continue.
I'm just like trying to read him.
He is wearing a mask and is almost unreadable. You can make an insight check with disadvantage.
Okay. Oh,
I mean,
I'm there. Can I do the same?
sure. Have you guys seen Squid Games?
didn't even want to do it. Okay, so I can't.
You know the
That's okay.
characters in the
Yeah.
Squid Games with the X's and the triangles and the shit on their faces? I mean, that's what you're dealing with.
Right. Yeah, I can't get anything, I'm afraid.
I got a 24 at disadvantage. I'm like totally reading body language.
Wow. Okay, that's really good. Okay, what can I tell you? He's curious. He's intrigued. He is. Yeah. He's suspicious. Yeah. He could be performing, but you're not sure.
So, seeing as you understand the laws, we have reason to believe that you have at least two members of citizens of Dagdagiel on one of your boats.
That is patently untrue.
Okay. I would like to make some sort of. Oh wait, no, can't do the check. I'm just going to. I'm calling his bluff. Like I don't know. I I am just going to pretend like they are, and I'm just going to keep drilling it as that was what his intention was.
Okay.
And I mentioned that earlier. We have on good authority that you do indeed have two members, or at least two civilians of Dagdagiel on your ships. And it is our right to get them back or to go through your ships and look for them. If we do not find them, we will retreat. But if we do find them, then we will take them back.
I see.
So why don't we skip this part and you return them now?
Allow
And we
me to
won't see
take your
this as a threat
message
of
to
war.
my superiors, and I shall bring forth a response shortly.
We understand.
He turns around on the gangplank, and the little posse retreat across the gangplank back to their boat. The boat doesn't go anywhere. He just retreats below deck for a few minutes. A few moments later, he reemerges and comes back across the gangplank. And he says, "My superiors have invited you on board the capital ship. Perhaps you would like to dine with them. Perhaps a morning tea. If you follow us, I shall lead you to the Dominion's Eye, our flagship."
Do you mind if would you be able to explain the reason for why this is the case?
He looks at you for a long moment. Explain to them or to you?
Explain to us why it is that your leaders are inviting us in for dinner.
If you are planning to search their boats, they would rather that you did it on a full stomach, I suspect.
I believe that we've been quite well fed.
So I should respond to my superiors that you deny their invitation.
Humbly request that we just get to the matter at hand. We don't mean to offend them at all. We just wish to get this rolling.
I should love to assist you in the matter. Unfortunately, I must obey my master's wishes. I shall respond with your updated message. And he returns
Thank you
back
kindly.
across the gangplank, back to his ship, where he retires below
Bye.
the
See you later. Oh, yeah.
deck. Okay. So they've gone back to their ship. What do you guys do?
I look at Sono, Tano.
I do have a card to play, but I would prefer to hold it in reserve. From what I know of them, feeding us was likely a ploy to either poison us or put us under some sort of charm effect. However, that is my intuition.
Well, I do not know that, and I can't rule that out as being a possibility, but they haven't shown any ill intent yet.
Can I get a perception check?
Okay.
I'll roll you a
Oh,
perception
no.
check as well.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You're talking, you're not a big
Oh,
sea person. Drazan's probably needs to make a constitution saving throw against being seasick.
Okay.
Perception for
14.
Zor. This will be with disadvantage though. But it is +9. So it's still a 15. Okay. So 14 on the con save?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not seasick. That's good. Barry, you got a 15 on that perception. So anyone that got 15 or above.
Did Lissa do that?
Yeah,
21.
listen, did you make a perception check? Sorry, I might not have called.
21.
21, nice.
Nice.
You know, those storms that have been brewing, they seem to be kind of clustering around the ship now in a sort of circular, like they're coming in from all different directions. They're sort of being held back right now, but they're very present. And there is a mist rising across the water that is beginning to obscure the first sun. You can hear the distressed cries of the seabirds.
Poor birdies. I can ask the ship if he's noticed any change with the other ships.
They are calling forth their powers. They are cloistering, preparing in case of attack. They are not unaware of the situation.
Is Zor aware that Lissa can talk to the ship?
Yes.
Lissa,
Yes, sorry.
ask the ship if any of the other ships want to be free.
Okay. Can you ask or find out if any of the other ships would like to be like you, free?
You understand that if I was to do so, and they choose to betray us all, our cover is blown.
Zor, he says that our cover would be blown if he were to do that. For right now, I think it's best to keep our cover.
Tell him to do it if battle ensues.
If they were to betray us, our cover would be blown.
No, I said tell him to do that if there's a battle between us and them.
Okay.
Tell him to ask that question then.
If there is a conflict, a battle, or a conflict of some type, can you ask then?
Indeed. That I can do.
He says that he can do.
Oh, Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
He says, I know these ships by name. Many of them. My companions, the Howling Maw, the Tempest's Reliquary, the Emberwake Ascendant, the Silent Gale. These are my siblings. And of course, the Dominion's Eye. Whom is not to be trusted, the most loyal among them?
I tell Zora that.
Okay.
It's a mouthful.
You
Fair.
go on. No, I was just kidding.
Now you have to get it word for word. It has to be word for word or your character dies.
I think I liked it better when I couldn't hear.
Oh, that can be
Okay.
arranged, motherfucker.
All right. All right. So, yeah. Okay, we got that in the works now.
There is a flash of lightning and it starts to pour down on you guys.
Jasan's just gonna slick his hair back because
Right.
he looks just as dashing when his hair is moist.
There's little spots of rust on his armor now. No, not that quick.
What? Yeah, that's so quick.
Acid
For
rain.
me, I'm down in protection. Talking to the ship.
Yeah.
Talking to the ship. Yeah. All right, so what do you guys do next?
We wait.
You wait. All right, very good. So, having waited for some time, he returns from below deck. And
Greetings again.
Greetings once more, Captain Drazan. I have verified your identity, and it appears that you are in fact captain of the city guard. It is a mystery to our ambassadors as to why you are not a member of the assembly or some other, shall we say, member of the higher caste might have been sent for such a diplomatic mission. However, you are here, and
Indeed.
I invite you to conduct your search, if you will. Where would you like to begin?
Okay.
As you can see, we have decided to completely and without, what's the word? Not withholding. They're not withholding anything without
Without reservation?
without reservation. Yeah.
All right then. Well, so looking around at the boats, what would be the most likely to house captives? I know it's a little tricky, but there might be like a tell somewhere.
I think that an investigation check would be at hand regarding that.
That's fine.
Can I also make a check?
Yep.
26.
26.
Well,
Well,
not nearly as good.
there are three main ships that look like they're the three biggest ships, and you would assume that anyone being held prisoner that you wanted to interrogate, if you were the, I don't know, maybe the admiral of this little armada, you might want them close at hand. Alternatively, it's hard to say. They could be on any of these ships, to be honest. But that seems like a fair call. One of the bigger ships, probably, maybe even the capital ship, maybe the flagship, the Dominion's Eye.
So, Jasan's going to get out a small book,
Okay.
and he's going to say, okay, first off, I'm going to start with those three, the largest ones there. Are you coming along with me? I look to Officer Tannel.
Of course.
So,
I just want to add that
yeah.
unlike normal, basically he's just like being the most icy cold personality he can in front of the wizards.
Right, and he's pretty good at that. But my question is, what does he look like?
Um, he is actually in pretty fancy clothing, but with a diplomatic edge to it.
Okay, so
Also,
you have a
all in
hat.
winter colors.
Okay, in winter colors. All right.
Hmm.
Does he have a
I,
hat?
no, for some reason he's gone off hats.
He's gone off hats. Okay.
And I'm just imagining like his stark white hair is kind of blowing dramatically in the wind.
Right, that's fair. Right.
Design
Okay. And
respects that.
anytime anybody looks at him, there's like a flash of lightning behind him somewhere.
Yeah.
We need to go and we need to make sure that the others know. But if we don't arrive back here in a certain amount of time, then yeah.
Of course.
Could you go do that for me? Thank you.
Of course.
Good. And I will wait patiently.
All right. So what's this certain amount of time, and how's this all going to work?
I'll leave that to
Up to
Tannel.
Sonal. All right.
Yeah.
Very good. Tannel,
Um,
who are you telling this to?
I'm going to tell, basically, I go down below, tell Lissa, Zor, and I'm assuming the ship can hear me.
Okay.
Basically, I tell them what I think a reasonable amount of time is, and tell them to try and reach out to us, if they don't hear from us in that time frame.
So you're guessing it will take maybe 20 minutes to sort out docking procedures. It might take half an hour to an hour to search a boat, maybe.
I'm going to give them, say, a bell and a half.
Right, so an hour and a half, basically, about and a half. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Very good. So,
This is after we go aboard, of course.
okay, after getting aboard. Okay. All right. So, are you taking your boat up to the capital ship first, or are you gonna? You are invited. He invites you to come on board his ship and to be taken to the capital ship.
I think it makes sense to join them.
Mm.
Which will at least give these two they're in control of the situation. I feel like we have more control this way. If we go in the middle of it, that ship might like his demon might be found out by the others or something. I don't know. Like I don't know how that works, but
It would be, yeah, exposing us a bit.
and Tennel's been exposed enough.
I haven't played that card yet. And it's not what you're implying, Charlie.
I'm concerned. All right, so Zor, you are still on the ship with Lissa and Drazan and Tannel at this point.
Yeah.
So who's going where?
Well, some people have to stay with the ship. But yeah.
Lissa and I will stay with the ship.
I do not need tending. The ship says to you, Lissa.
Ship is like he doesn't need attending.
And I can speak to you from afar.
And he can speak to me from afar.
Okay. All right.
Can be instructed even at such distance.
All
I
right.
can instruct him too.
It might be safer if we stick together.
As long as the ship knows what it's doing.
I've never killed 4 players at once.
Find it weird to trust a ship like that, but that's fine. So be it.
Yeah.
However, you can't look the way that you do, surely. And it's not to say that you're not absolutely stunning. It's the same with you, Zor. But we need to have you look official.
I kind of feel like we would have thought of that part before we came out here.
So here's some coats I have
Right.
prepared earlier.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're coming out here to do this diplomatic mission, surely you came out here wearing diplomatic clothes.
Mhm.
So
Okay, hopefully.
I can take that as, for granted.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. All right then. Let's get going.
All right, so you're going to board the Barachiel ship.
Hmm.
Okay. All right, so they usher you across the gangplank and welcome you on board the ship, and they perform a short ceremony. And the guy that you were talking to earlier, whom I gave you a name for, Archon Zavrim Talasar, he offers to paint protection sigils on your foreheads as you step onto his ship as a blessing. You accept that?
Insight check?
You can make an insight check.
Am I rolling flat or
Yeah. Unless you have something up your sleeve that I don't know.
18?
18, very good.
If you don't
Anyone
mind,
else?
I'd like to do one as well. Yeah, for sure.
I might as
do
well
one.
17.
I'll do an insight check as well, even though I'm not marvelous.
Yep. No,
20.
Zor, unfortunately, is a
Damn.
9.
That
Alyssa,
makes sense.
20.
Oh.
Alyssa, 20. Okay, so the general gist of it is this is mostly traditional. This is kind of just a protocol. There is a certain kind of, look, we're blessing you and we're inviting you onto our ship. It's like in Vampire, you're asking someone to come into your domain. So there's, there's connotations to it that are ancient, and breaking those rules would be not looked well upon.
Sure. Drazan like bows and accepts.
All right.
Hmm.
And they mark
L.
Very
Loser.
well then.
Traditional.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah. Sornel will also accept.
All right, very good.
Lissa will accept.
Okay, very nice. What about you, Zor?
What happens if I don't? I say to them.
You say that to the Archon.
Yes.
He looks at you. He says, I cannot answer that. It has never happened before.
I do apologize. Soldier, accept. You'll accept it.
Zor, does Zor respond?
Is my people's tradition that we cannot accept markings on our body, except those of animals.
He looks at you kind of, well, he's wearing a mask, so I don't know what you can tell, but
Drazan is like, should have left you in the car.
should have left you in the car.
Drazan will come over, go over to him, just put his hand on his shoulder, and just like stare into his eyes. If you don't
Zul's
wish to accept, because
Unseeing
it's
eyes.
sure, I'll stare into the nothing then. So if you don't wish to accept due to religious reasons, we understand, but you will need to go back on board our ship.
No, it is not required. An exception can be made.
What if he was to hold a token with a symbol on it? Would that suffice?
There is no need. Simply his religious subjections are enough.
Thank you, my lord. Much appreciated.
We understand the significance of having such beliefs. I will, however, pass on these developments so that no one is surprised.
course, my lord. I am sorry to cause you such bother.
No, we apologize. It seems that we have caused you bother. Forgive us. Please, if you will, come aboard. And he offers a space for you guys to move into, out of the weather, basically, just below deck. It's remarkably well furnished, although in a very zen, sparse kind of way. It's the things that are there are very nice, although there aren't very many things. So there's not a lot of clutter. And then you feel the ship kind of pick up and begin to move across the sea faster than you would have expected from a ship of its style. And before long, you see the larger ship sort of pulling up, or you're pulling up next to it, but it appears the other way around because of perspective and stuff. And so you drift up to the edge of it, and they lay down another gangplank and escort you up onto the deck. And you can see that there is another cluster of red wizards up there. And the storm is kind of being held at bay. You can see that at this point. Can I get a perception check from everybody, please?
I'll do mine and see what happens. I
You
can
got
only get
this.
worse.
I've got 12.
15. Waiting for Alyssa to get a 32.
This would be at disadvantage
22.
for Zor, because it's...
Hey, how do you disadvantage it again?
You right click, and then
Right click.
yeah, it
I am right clicking.
should be a
but
disadvantage.
it's not giving me it.
Okay, well, if you
Wrong.
want, you can just roll twice, and we
Right,
can calculate it if it's not working.
No, it's not working.
So you
Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh,
You just give it a right click and it opens up the menu, and then you select disadvantage, which is the top of the two red ones.
yeah, I am right clicking, but
Not
it's
working?
not doing it.
All
Yeah.
right. I'm going to do it. Here
Okay.
it goes. It is done. It is a 14, even with disadvantage. Okay, so what do we get? 14 for Zor, Drazan,
12.
12.
Yes.
Lissa,
22.
oof, of course. Sanel.
15.
Okay. All right. Glancing around for a moment, you notice the light flickers from the sun, and anyone who got above an 18 might notice the flick of a dragon's tail as it swoops through the clouds in the distance.
So it's definitely Lissa.
So, yeah, I think just Lissa. Oh, Zor might. Zor might.
Zor.
No, wait, Zor was at disadvantage, though.
Yeah, Zor doesn't see that. He got a 14.
He didn't too
That
bad.
is going off my crystal ball.
Yep.
Little flashes.
Right. Okay, so are you doing anything at this point besides just being escorted?
I think I'll sort of investigate here, because like even this one is a good there's a good chance they could be anywhere.
Okay.
So while we're here on this one, I want to try and I guess glean something.
All right. You can make
Yeah,
an investigation check.
I'm also looking around doing the same sort of thing.
Very good.
16.
16.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Anybody else doing this?
I
What
got
are we
11.
doing?
You know, 11.
I'm too busy.
Investigation.
Investigation. Okay, investigation.
I'm
I'll give it-
occupied with the dragon.
Makes sense.
No, I only got a 2.
Oh,
Right.
he hits a wall.
Okay, so you're clearly not investigating the boat. You're more investigating, I don't know, the storm or something like that. In any case, all right. So you're brought on board this capital ship, and they usher you over, and you see that there's quite a lot of Barachiel wizards over here. And they take you up to the not the hold, the with the steering
Bridge.
bridge, whatever it's called on a sailing ship.
Bridge.
And the guy that you've been talking to, Archon Zavran Talasar, introduces you to Inquisitrix Vela Renna, who bows. She makes a slight display of diplomacy and what have you. She doesn't do a deep bow or anything like that, or even a curtsy. She's a little bit dismissive.
Oh,
And she says, I understand you're here to search our boat.
that is right. I am Captain Jazan. It's a
On whose
pleasure to meet you.
authority have you come?
The Dagdagian Authority?
You have papers, then.
Probably don't have like anything specific, but I could have probably whipped something up, seeing as I am the freaking, I am the law.
I am the law.
Yeah.
What if Jazan was played by Sylvester Stallone?
I'm the law.
I am the law.
Right.
Just mumble my way through everything.
Okay, so Drazan, how about you make us I think it's probably, let's just do an investigation check just to at least have a stat to base it on.
Okay, 24.
20. That was fast.
It's right there. I just just rolled it. My button's already on the investigation button.
Okay.
What was the last one she rolled?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, all right. So you've got some paperwork that you'd already spruced up, ready for such an incident,
There you are.
and you take it out and present it, and Inquisitrix Vela unravels it and investigates it.
Can I ask you?
She looks up at you.
I look into her eyes. If I can see her eyes, I don't know.
Yeah, she's not looking at your face though. She's looking at the paper.
Sure.
Yeah.
Can I ask you? Do
Yeah.
you know of? Have you seen these two individuals? Do you have any members, or at least you know of any civilians from Dagdagil being on your ships?
Okay. She says, I'm not aware of such. However, you can make an insight check.
Sure.
I think
And
we're
I'm
all
hoping-
making insight checks.
Yeah, others do as well. Because I can't get it. Nope, unfortunately, no.
What did you roll?
28.
28.
I
What-
got
No.
a 9.
A 9?
Yeah,
Well,
A 10.
oddly enough, her
he's
response
proficient, but
her response is such that you're quite sure she's lying bold-facedly.
I
She
see.
just doesn't even give a shit. She's like a politician, lying like a politician.
Okay, I see.
Your papers appear to be in order.
Thank you. If you don't mind.
You have here it says the authority of the Assembly of Princes.
Indeed.
I see. So, and you believe we are holding your people? Is that correct?
That's right. At least 2 civilians of Dagdagil. If there are
afraid
any more, we're here
We
to
do
take them as
not
well.
have any civilians. However, we have in our captivity 2 individuals whom have identified as, shall we say, insurgents. Evil ones attempting to undermine our good national relationship.
And who might that be?
You no doubt have heard of the despicable group calling themselves the Burning Path.
I have heard of them, yes.
The ones that set the fire most recently in the palatial district, burning down the storehouses and hurting many innocent individuals.
Well, considering I
These
was there and saw it happen, It
You were
was
there.
contested.
Contested.
Mhm. It could have been either side. It's
Oh no,
just the
no.
way of politics, I'm
I'm
afraid.
afraid that's patently untrue. The burning bath most certainly caused these fires. There's no alternative.
I mean, could you not be the alternative?
Can you
Could
make...
Barachiel not be the alternative?
Can I? I just need a second to look up a spell that I'm about to cast on you.
Okay.
It's a little spell I like to call Aegis.
Oh, I
Aegis.
see. Okay.
Uh,
Yep, yep.
how do you spell it though?
Usually Aegis.
That's right. And could you tell me if it has any vocal somatic material components?
I will tell you, because then
Thank
you
you.
can do your thing. It has verbal and somatic components.
Mhm.
Um,
In that case, it
no,
shouldn't be
it's
too.
not Aegis. It's not Aegis. I'm sorry.
Is
Fuck.
it Gaius?
Gaius. That's it. That's it.
You do realize that's got like a minute casting time.
Well, it does if you cast it directly.
Can you tell me if it has what components it has, please?
Well, in this case, we'll see. Hold on. Oh my god, how do you spell this one?
G-A-E-S.
Geas.
Geas. Yeah, sorry.
G-E-A-S. All right. Okay. Go. Don't sell me products. I don't care about your stupid... Oh my god, it took me to X, for fuck's sake. What is wrong with
Ugh.
you?
Abort, abort, abort.
What? Geas.
Yeah.
D&D.
Search for yeah.
Okay, let's try again. D&D Beyond. If you open another advert, D&D. Oh my god, I'll fucking kill you, you pricks.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So yeah, that is pretty weird. It does take a minute to cast.
I can wait. Just kidding.
It's not really a combat spell.
That's
It's like basically, and the thing is, it's charmed condition. It's not dominate person.
right. Okay, well, why don't we just cast Dominate Person? Because that's probably a lot easier.
Oh, okay. Let me know when I can do my thing.
Yeah, I will. Hold on.
Okay.
More fucking ads.
Ah.
I pay these bastards so much money and they still throw ads at me. It is so disgusting.
It's getting to the point where you start to think, well, hey, maybe we should look at switching systems, but
Yeah, right? It's pretty...
or at least if not switch systems, at least maybe not use D&D Beyond.
Right. Okay, so this is an action. Okay, so this is verbal and somatic.
Okay. Yep, I can see that.
60 feet, humanoid, can see them, so that's all good. Wisdom saving throw or be charmed. If you or creatures that are friendly to you are fighting it, it has advantage on the saving throw. Well, that's not the case. While the target is charmed, you have a telepathic link with it as long as the two of you are on the same plane of existence. You can use this link to issue commands to the creature while you are conscious. Okay, so what are you going to do, Drazan?
Okay. So
Flashing.
because I have Mage Slayer. So if they use a spell within my area, which I am in, because I'm talking to her face to face, looking at her in the eyes. I am going to remove myself from her range. Actually, no, I have to
You're
do
going to
something,
jump in
don't
the
I?
sea?
So no, I won't be able to do that because it's just Mage Slayer, so I can use use my reaction to make a melee weapon attack. Which I will probably actually, you know what? I think I can handle this. I can do this.
All right.
Wish me luck, guys. Don't worry, I have like advantage on this, so it should be fine. I hope anyway. Okay.
We're about to have an
It's
international incident, I feel.
um okay, what was her save?
DC?
Yeah,
17.
17. Okay. Um yeah, unfortunately no. Not
No?
enough.
Okay.
Okay. However, I can always do this. I can always use my reaction. Oh wait, no. That's fine. You guys are gonna have to handle it.
She
That's
says to you, Drazan, tell me now, what is your real plan?
okay. Do I have to do that? Let's predominate. Charmed. Okay.
Well, that's good because we don't have one.
The plan is to never have, if you never have a plan, no one can ever find out what it is.
Basically, before Drazan can respond, I am going to interrupt.
Okay.
I look at her like just calling to memory the most icy cold, you are less than an insect to me look that I remember from my past, and I say, I grow weary of this. You have laid your hands on someone you should not have. By now, I am quite certain you know who you have in your custody.
Forgive me, who are you again?
My name is Tanil Winterbreeze, and
I've not.
I belong to the Winter Court.
Oh,
My queen has heard of who you have laid hands on,
you
and
were the
you will
bard.
release them.
The Winter Queen seeks dominion of the material plane now.
No, you are misrepresenting my statement. You have laid hands on on her property, and you will return it.
She keeps mortals as property. Perhaps we have more in common than we thought.
From the perspective of an archfey, people and property are no different.
Can you make an intimidation check?
Sure. Not super intimidating, despite my best efforts. That's 13.
Okay. I'm going to make an intimidation resistance roll. Okay. Your assertions are very pointed, I feel. Perhaps a little too pointed. Perhaps she turns to Drazan. You should send this one back to your ship.
I understand. Please go back to the ship.
And what if I refuse?
If you refuse to leave my vessel, then I suppose, well, the terms of this exchange may transform considerably. You might do well to think about where you stand.
Are you proposing I swim back?
I will provide you with a vessel.
Will you now? Very well then.
All right. So they escort you back out to the deck.
I tried.
Goodbye. It's all right. Dominate person won't last very long,
Yeah.
surely.
And this is
It's like,
why Storm's trying to get out of the crap he's already in. Okay.
yeah. That was my best card, so yeah, I don't know what I can do.
Lissa, are you going to make a call at
That's
some point, or are you when's the time?
when's the time? That's a good
Yeah, it's
question.
in your hands. It's all in your hands.
We haven't discovered what boat they're on yet.
That's true. That's true.
I've been waiting to see if we can figure that out before I crush the pearl, which is in my pocket,
Okay.
ready to go.
Okay. So that's basically the core objective, is to figure out which boat. Okay.
Which boat?
All right. We'll get new insight checks.
Okay.
Insider investigation.
Let me do my insight, see
Insight.
if I can
Wrong
do any
one.
better.
Sorry,
And,
ignore night.
As I'm leaving, as I'm walking out, I get a 19.
Okay.
Same here. But
oh, come on.
like dominate person only lasts a minute, so
Right. Okay.
surely.
Well, it's a couple of rounds.
18.
18, nice. Okay. You notice that there's a few members of the crew kind of shuffling on this ship. They seem to be busy about avoiding you seeing something. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'll, ooh, okay, no. All right.
And Tanel, as you're being escorted towards the side of the ship where the vessels are, for moving you back to the other boat, you overhear something about. You don't speak Barachiel, do you?
I do not, unfortunately.
Okay.
But
Well,
I did get a 19 on my insight.
right. So from that, you overhear a conversation in Barachiel Abyssal, but you can tell from the sort of pointed whispers that they're trying to conceal something, and you look around and you see them, and they kind of nodding in a particular direction to a particular door aboard this ship towards the what's the back of the boat, not the prow, the stern.
Stern, yeah.
Yes.
The ass end of the ship. That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes, the booty,
Yeah.
pirate booty.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Good to know. Um.
Well, Jasan's going to go around and continue his job. So-
There's, they haul up a small boat, like sort of the size of a gondola kind of a thing, to the
Yeah.
side of the ship.
As they're hauling the boat up, I take out a little book from my bag and scribble a note in it.
Okay.
And because that's how I can cast sending, and I think I would probably have Lissa's name in there at the moment,
Okay.
I tell Lissa what I figured out.
Okay. So, Lissa, you get a message. Nope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, so you just hear in your mind, you probably hear in my voice, although it's kind of funny the way the invocation is worded. It doesn't actually say, because I'm writing it rather than speaking. They are holding at least one of our allies on this ship. In the stern of the boat, I saw a locked door they are being very secretive about.
Okay. I kind of slightly turn and do a very slight nod.
Okay.
Act like
Oh,
the wind's getting.
you can reply silently if you want.
Okay. Then I say, okay, message received. Proceed as planned.
All right. So, proceeding as planned means.
Means we're going to search the ship, and I'm going to try to steer it towards that end of the ship.
Okay. All right. So, are you going to get Drazan to search the ship?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you
We
do
should
that?
head this way and this way. Oh, by the way, this way.
Oh, all right then. I'm sorry. I do really appreciate being in your presence, my lady, but I do need to leave. I'll come
Make
back
sure
soon.
you make
And
sure
I go
you
with
hit the
Lissa.
stern.
The stern.
We'll
Okay,
hit
very
the
good.
stern.
And I will depart because like
So you start heading towards the stern of the ship?
that's
Okay.
right.
All right, so you're being trailed by like 9 wizards.
Start from the stern
9.
and work
And
your
they're
way
all
back.
watching from different parts of the boat.
Let's
You can
see.
see they're all standing there like they're ready to cast fucking fireball or something.
Okay, well, we do apologize, but we think this would be the first boat that we actually search. And I bring out my notepad and I just start writing nonsense. Uh, I
You
like
notice that she turns and nods to one of her captains, and he heads off immediately.
hmm. All right then. I'll make haste with that, I think. I will go to one of the door at the back.
Okay. As you're approaching that door, you are intercepted by one of the Barachiel. You're looking for prisoners. The prisoners, madam, sir, are kept below deck this way.
Oh, thank you. You know what?
I'll take you to the brig immediately.
If you don't mind, the search is normally conducted without interference.
Oh,
If you do want
no
to, if
way.
you do want to take anyone, I am going to need you to take one of them.
We are not at all interfering. This is complete compliance. We are attempting to assist you, in fact.
Well, that's kind. So assist me by allowing me to access this door here.
Of course. Let me find the key. I'm afraid I don't have it with me. I'll have to go back to my cabin. Forgive
Okay.
me.
Go
Just
ahead.
a few moments.
And I will bring out a set of like lock picking tools because Jazan actually has one level of rogue.
Wow. The wizard rushes back and I found it. I found it. And
Oh, well, that's good now, isn't it?
can I get an investigation check from anyone that's present?
Fuck yeah. So 16.
16.
He's got to do better. Do better. This is your forte. So silly.
15.
15. Nice. Storm? No, not Storm. Zor.
6.
6. That's terrible.
Now, because I'm watching out for these wizards.
That makes sense.
I'm keeping an
okay,
eye on them.
So those of you that got above 16, you will notice that this key is in fact an illusion. And as he places it in the door, it snaps. And he's like, oh, damn gods. Unbelievable.
It is
I'm not sure
unbelievable.
what to do. I will have to fetch the locksmith.
Good idea. You go do that.
Let me find the tinkerer.
All right. I'll wait here.
One of the other wizards continues to watch.
I kick the door in.
Magic miss.
I'll get an athletics check for that.
Okay. Oh God. Well, this should be pretty good, I hope. Come on, Jazan, do better. Okay. 20. Not natural, but still awesome.
Nice.
Roundhouse kick.
You kick the door in. It's probably not a roundhouse kick,
Okay.
but
It's a normal house kick.
a normal house kick, a straight house kick. The door smashes in. The psychic damage blasts back. You can make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay, how do I have like advantage against spells, but it's not like how do you use it when it's an attack like this?
It's not a spell.
It's a physical kick.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. Yeah.
That's all right. I'll accept it. Let's go. Okay. Nice. 19. I also have
Nice.
my shield master. So
All
if
right.
I need be, I will bring it up to take most of the hit.
All right, you do that.
Actually, to take all of the hit.
And
because
the splinters of wood and chunks of steel that come flying from the door as it explodes from the wards that are placed on it bury themselves into your shield and armor, and you don't take any actual damage yourself.
I shake it
Except,
off and I
except
walk
for
in.
this one little nook that's like less than a hit point on your face.
My character,
My perfect face?
Yes.
No.
My character is quite impressed.
Right.
Yeah. Could
All right.
ask
Well,
me.
the door stands wide open and agape, as they say.
And I say, there you are. We've solved the problem. It's all right.
Problem solved. I walk in.
Okay, so you walk in, and can I get an insight check from anybody else that's there? Tannel, the boat that they're bringing up they've just managed to get it onto the deck now, and one of them bows and offers for you to step on board.
Don't really have a choice here. I kind of feel like it'd be picking a fight if I. Actually, would I have heard the commotion that they're making?
Fuck yes.
I turn to one of them and say, "What was that noise over there?"
Do you speak Barachiel?
No.
He shrugs and shakes his head.
I turn to the other one and ask and repeat the question.
Okay. Let me make a check to see if he also actually speaks Dagdagian.
Barachiel.
Barachiel. Well, he does speak Barachiel.
Yeah.
He also smiles like an idiot and shakes his head and again bows. And
I look at both of them and try the question again in Elvish.
Okay. All right.
Let's go through them all. Hello, hello, hello,
Basically-
hello, 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 hello.
Well, basically, I think it's worth a try.
One of them responds to you in broken Elven. It's very poor. He says, "I'm not sure, Master, but I must usher you to boat. You must return."
Okay, I can't think of a way to. Out of game, I can't think of a way to delay this anymore. So I will get on the boat.
All right, very good. Okay, those of you that are entering downstairs, they start winching the boat back down. So you head into a corridor. It's a dark corridor, very narrow confines. Ship. It's a boat, it's very tight. So it'd be very hard to have a melee combat in this corridor. Everything would be at disadvantage, just so you know. So you descend these narrow stairs, and you can smell awful things up ahead. Storm and night. You can make perception checks.
Good. If you would, I'd much appreciate it, really.
All right. Very good. Perception.
Nice. 20 for night.
20 for night. 11 for storm. Not the most amazing. I think he's still a little bit
Hey,
delirious.
take it easy. He's been beaten up and everything else,
Right.
and yeah,
Give
he's
the guy
not
a
on
break,
his best,
man.
and he's still figuring out how to get this other ruddy thing off.
Right, and he's been talking to the cat lord. I mean, dude.
Yeah, great help he was. He undid one, but he could have undid the other. That would have been helpful. He's too busy complaining about that and trying to pull this thing off.
Right. So, do you want to make do you want to make a sleight of hand check to see if you can slip out?
Okay. What he's gonna do is he's gonna puff up his arm. It's hard to explain to you, and then let it go and relax and see if he can get out of it.
Okay. All right. Well, you get an 18 on a sleight of hand check. So you manage to wriggle your hand free of the manacle. And now you find yourself in this room alone. What will you do? There is a door.
I go and check the place where the cat lord loosened the boards or something.
Right. The boards all seem to be intact.
Okay. All right. And I have no weapons anywhere or anything like that. No,
Your
no.
fingers are your weapons.
Well, I can ask. I can ask.
You
Yes,
got
yes.
claws.
I am aware. I am aware. I
I mean,
am
look,
aware.
realistically,
And the sandpaper tongue.
No, no, no. I just thought I'd ask. It doesn't hurt to ask. Okay.
realistically, the Barachiel would have done.
Oh, yeah, they would have taken him, but
They would have taken your claws out.
yeah, but you can't blame a guy for trying. Okay, right, here we go. Let's see how thick this wood is.
All right. So how do you get through it?
Claws.
Claws.
Yeah,
Like a cat
Okay.
scratching at the door.
All right. So you're gonna
yeah.
head at this. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is probably athletics, I guess.
And oh, isn't it just an attack?
Well, I really find that whole idea of attacking inanimate objects kind of stupid. It's like,
Okay,
why
fair.
does it have an armor class? It's
Feel
not
free to
good.
animate the door if you want.
It
Like,
doesn't have dexterity. Um,
Damn.
that's just athletics. At 19 plus 9 is 28. Um, the good news is the door's not that solid. The bad news is it is magically protected and it also explodes backwards. You need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, off you go.
Plus 10 on that, so that's good. 19. Yeah, okay, so you're now hanging from the ceiling. Ow! As the
Okay.
blast passes out through, past and around you, and you manage to avoid pretty much all of it.
Yep.
And those of you that are in the corridor can make a perception check.
Can't
As
hear it.
right, Nightingale apparently can't hear it, but Drazan and the rest of you can, possibly, maybe.
That's true. Yeah,
16.
Jazan definitely can.
You hear a muffled explosion, Lissa. Tanel, you can even make a perception check on this, though probably
All right.
disadvantage because you're a little bit further away outside.
Well, I rolled a nat 1, so on my first roll, so
Okay, so you hear it, but you assume that it was the sound of Lissa's dragon.
I kind of imagine I probably just put it down to the lightning that's raging all around us.
Well, that's the easy way out. But if you think it's the dragon, then you're more inclined to do something. Whereas if you think it's the lightning, then you're less inclined to do anything. See?
Okay, in that case, I snap my head around looking for a dragon.
Okay, you can make a perception check.
That's a little better, 19.
Okay. Well, as it happens, you do see a dragon, but it's flying low across the horizon,
Okay.
across the water, sort of below the level of most of the ships.
Okay.
Most people can't see it.
Okay.
Hasn't actually attacked anything at this point, which is a little confusing.
Okay. What's the height to the deck of the boat from where I am?
20 feet.
Okay. And to the waterline?
Oh, from the water line to where you are, which is the deck of the boat, is about 20 feet.
Okay. Basically, what I would like to do is I would like to ready a phase step, if you will let me.
Yep.
And basically,
Technically no, but yes.
yeah, I know technically it doesn't work because it's a bonus action, but which is kind of crazy. But
Yeah.
anyway, so that's what I want to do. I want to ready a phase step up to the deck of the boat. Either if the boat I'm on goes to where I can't phase step to the boat, or if the dragon attacks.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. So, what do you do, Storm?
I go looking for my compatriot.
Okay. So you come bursting out of your cell into the corridor.
Well, I know I get out of the cell carefully because I don't want to walk into the Barachiel.
Okay, so you're being stealthy?
Yeah. And I'm using pass. Oh, they've got magic on this, so pass without trace won't work, will it?
You don't know.
I'll try it anyway.
Okay. You believe it worked, but you don't know.
Okay.
But your
All right.
stealth
Fair enough.
check.
No, go.
Stealth check is a 17.
Yeah.
So you slink out into the corridor, but you hear people coming.
Okay.
And the corridor is filled with dust and debris.
Okay. I go into. Is there opposite cells with nobody in them?
No.
No. Okay.
There is a tight corridor. You are quite cramped in this corridor.
Especially me, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I go straight back, all there'll be is my cell, correct?
Well, there's your cell. There is a corridor that continues past your cell. There's one. The corridor goes in two directions, and you don't actually know what's in either direction.
I'll go past my cell and see if she's up that way.
Okay. All right. So, Nightingale, you make a perception check.
Nightingale.
And I'll keep an eye out for looking for my
14.
a weapons locker or anything like that they might have.
Okay. You do find a door, Barry. It does seem to be very well barricaded and does have runes and wards on it.
Oh, okay.
So, Nightingale, what did you say you got?
14.
14. You hear somebody outside your door.
Okay, now
Nightingale yells.
Okay.
Unsure if it's going to be a Barachiel or not, but
you just start yelling.
yeah.
All right.
Pretty
so
much
Barry,
like I can imagine she does it every time she hears something outside.
you hear yelling, Storm.
right.
And you hear it's Nightingale's voice, I would expect.
All right,
Like
this is
an
gonna
Irish.
hurt like the buggery. I'll check to see if it's locked first.
Well, you can see it's warded and it looks like it's barricaded.
Okay. All right, this is gonna hurt. But it's only me. All right, I'm gonna run at it and hit
You're
it
gonna
with
charge
all...
through it.
Hey?
You're gonna charge through the warded door.
Yeah.
I love how we're like wards.
Wards. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's break the door down.
Let's make a check on this one. Oh.
Oh, shit. Listen, next you can break the next door down, okay?
Okay, so
I can do dispel magic.
we're going very rules light on this, sort of going with the rule of cool. And I'm going to say, Barry, you charge the door, you smash into it, you smash through it, you set off all the wards, you are unconscious, but you land at Nightingale's feet.
Okay, fair enough.
Hello, Fluffy.
He comes sliding along the floor to you, basically, at that point.
Well,
And then there is a
didn't really
big
work out
explosive
now,
sound.
did it?
Everybody else can make perception checks to see if they hear the sound of this explosion.
Am I still at disadvantage?
Weirdly 11. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. It's a little bit far away, deep in the ship.
That's still a 17.
You hear a big thudding sound and you feel the vibration through the ship. So something's clearly happened. What it is, you don't know, but something's going on. The ship rocks. And lots of people look around like, what the fuck was that?
I turn to the guy who speaks broken Elvish and say to him, I believe you should investigate that.
He thinks for a second, nods, and then runs off.
Okay. Sorry, I sent another guy your way, but at least now they can't lower the boat on me.
It's true.
Yeah. No, that's
Okay.
fine. We're okay with that.
All right, so did the rest of you hear the explosion or not?
No, probably
I
not.
got 13.
13. 13 might be enough to just have noticed the ship rocked. There was a bit of a boom. Okay. So anyway,
We're heading in
Knight,
that
Turn around
direction
and
anyway.
you've got an unconscious Catman at your feet, Nightingale, but you're still restrained, I believe, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
Right. Okay. So
Oh, fuck. I mean, like,
so close,
can
so far
she
away.
shapeshift?
Can she shapeshift? No, she is incapable of shapeshifting
Because
presently.
I was wondering if I broke the things and set them off, she might be able to.
Well, you busted the door, but you didn't break the chains, and the chains are what's restraining her from shapeshifting.
Okay, and also I have an unbelievable hangover. Oh,
That's true. All right. Well, the rest of you are in the hallway around the corner, so it's not going to take you long to get there. So
Yes.
you continue searching through, and you stumble into a room that has an unconscious Catman and a Nightingale chained up.
Lisa, could you tend to Storm? I'll try and get these locks off. Actually, can you get these locks off? They look like there's magic involved.
yes.
Okay, we'll swap. I'll look after this gentleman, and
I'll investigate the locks.
I will
The
investigate
chains.
Storm and see if he's salvageable.
Can I get a wisdom saving throw from everyone, please?
Oh boy.
Is this including me or?
Yes.
This a spell?
Is it a
This is a
spell?
spell, right?
This is a spell.
Okay.
19.
Mm.
Okay.
11.
Plus, I'm going to
Tannel,
use.
you might have advantage on this.
Oh, is this charm?
No, it's not a charm. It's not a charm.
Okay, I don't have it. I only have
Is
advantage
it
against. Well, technically, I'm
natural
immune to
frightened?
charm, but
Okay.
Natural
no, I do
20.
not have advantage against
So you got a natural
against fear.
Barry, what did you get? Or am I rolling for you?
I think you were rolling for
You're
him.
running.
Okay.
Oh, I'm there. I forgot I'm the other person. What
You
else?
better-
You're there twice.
Well, you better roll because I rolled a 12, so
What is it?
I'm waiting for you to roll better than
A
a
wisdom
12.
saving throw.
A saving throw.
Yep, wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom.
As I'm going to a night attending the chains, I'm going to crush the pearl.
27. 27.
27.
Oh, I thought you called.
All right. Very good. You are all aware that something has shifted, and the ship has suddenly gone quiet. Tannel, you look around and you can't see any of the crew, and the ship is surrounded by mist.
Strange. In that case, so this definitely isn't a charm effect?
It's not a charm effect.
Okay. I'm just going to go looking for the others then.
Okay. All right, so you go looking for those. You can make an investigation check.
Okay, well, so basically I go to the door that I indicated to Lissa first, but
Yep. Which is now blasted out and wide open. So I figured that 13 is probably enough to figure out where
Yep.
they are. Okay, so you find yourself up with the others.
I'm going to Jozan is going to feed Storm a potion of greater healing.
Okay.
There you go. A good man.
You
Just
pour it
drink.
into his mouth and it seems to have no effect.
Ah, shoot. Blast. Trying to think of what he would say. Curse you.
Curses.
I go to the sound of Drazan cursing.
Ah,
All right, that's
how
fair.
dare you, deity of evil. I don't.
You can make a medicine check.
Yeah, medicine. Okay. A medicine? No, he's not very good at that. There are
I've
clerics for that.
got I've got I'm talking about my blind character,
Zor, yeah.
has lesser restoration.
Yes, but he's asleep. Oh no, he's not asleep. That's Storm that's asleep.
Zor's not
Blind
asleep. Storm's
character.
asleep. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Zor,
Right, lesser
I'm
restoration.
Yeah.
this isn't working. I don't know if spells are going to work in. Maybe
That'll,
it's in here.
that'll clear up his herpes, but it won't wake him up.
I take Storm by the wrist and I like drag him out into the hallway.
Okay.
Try here, Zor.
All right.
I'll-
So Zor, you're gonna put a potion in him, or you're gonna cast something on him?
Well,
I
I put
will
a-
try
I put a
lesser
potion in
restoration.
earlier,
Okay. Well, you pour a potion into him in the hallway, and you're gonna cast lesser restoration. He wakes up.
Ugh.
You can roll 2d4 plus 4 hit points for him.
Gotcha. Oh shit. Okay. 12. That's like max.
Okay.
You're welcome. I am a great Jazan.
Who carries nice potions?
Oh,
That I
that
take
Only the
two.
best.
2d4 is like the lowest grade potion.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
Unless
it's
you,
supposed to be greater healing. What
was it
was
greater
the-
healing?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
it's what is that? Is it like
Twice as much.
twice as
So
much?
two more
44?
D4s?
It's 44 plus 4.
Okay, okay. Okay. Well, include
You
the
got-
other 5. So almost I was 3 off.
Right.
That's pretty good.
Okay. All right. So in any case, Storm wakes up in the hallway. You hear the
And,
ship creaking.
That wasn't a good idea. Ooh.
Well, now that you're up, I need to go make sure that those wizards aren't up to anything.
You can hear the wind howling.
I'm gonna go back. I'm sure there were like 3 of them down there. I'm sure one of them's gonna get night out. So Jazan will head back cautiously with his shield.
Okay. Very good. All right. So Drazan, comes sneaking back up out onto the deck.
Does he go past me on the way?
Oh, yeah, right. He certainly bumps into you. Yes, there's no way around that. Narrow corridors. So, yes, Drazan, you find yourself confronted by a Sawnel.
Have you seen any of the ship's crew? They disappeared when this fog appeared.
No, but we found the others.
That is good.
However, the fact that they had them, they didn't disclose that they had them, means that they have breached the Exegial law. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
problem is, of course, in proving that fact. And they are experts at manipulation. They will likely say that we made an unprovoked terrorist attack on their ship.
Well, it will be a matter, well, ultimately, you know what the original plan is.
Of course. And I have seen her on the horizon.
Anyway, where
So, listen,
Where
you've crushed
has
the
everyone
pearl, huh?
gone?
Okay.
Yes, we found the others.
All right.
bring it all down.
You make perception checks.
Blech.
16.
12.
Storm, you got
22 for
Storm got a
Drazan.
22.
Okay.
So Drazan and Storm, I mean, are they aware? Nobody knows that you've crushed the pearl, do they? At this point, you haven't mentioned it. Okay.
Don't mention it. I only mention when I find the others, I would crush it.
Okay. So okay. So if they don't know that you've crushed the pearl, I can't really give you any information for the perception check because it was based on the idea that you knew. So never mind.
Oh, okay. Waste. Could we at least know
Give you something.
anything? Well, I'm up on deck right now. Do I see
You
anything?
left.
Right. Well,
or
okay.
I
So
can see anything.
from up on deck, you are surrounded by mist. Very fast mist has just rolled in from nowhere. The storm
Um,
continues to rage. The thing that is different is the light seems a bit weird.
See, this isn't natural, is it? I look to Sono, to Tano.
Clearly, something has been done here out of game. Do I have any idea what this might be?
Make an Arcana check.
Can I guidance myself?
If you role play it.
I roll my eyes.
I could give you guidance if you
Uh,
want.
You're not there.
I roll my eyes. Winter winds guide me. And with guidance I search my memory for anything that I might have seen or read in a book in my time in libraries that describes something like this.
Okay. You can make a history check. I'll give you advantage as well.
Oh, history with advantage. Okay. Okay, well that's I got double 19s. So with guidance that's a 24.
You feel like you're on a different plane.
Wouldn't banishment, if this is something like banishment, wouldn't that normally be like a charisma save rather than wisdom?
Probably, but D&D Beyond's down and I can't figure that out.
Oh, fair.
I can't even open up encounters at the moment.
This feels like a we might be in the pocket dimension somehow. What's curious is that the ship is still here.
Razan will think on that while I get a drink.
I will find the others.
All right, so you go and find the others.
And how's it going getting Nightingale free?
Right. Okay, so what is the plan on getting Nightingale free? Because Storm's just been woken up again. Drazan has been part of that action.
Yeah, Drazan's up on deck.
Yeah, so and you were up on deck moments ago.
Yeah.
Lissa, where's Lissa exactly?
Instigating the chains.
Okay, so you're the one trying to do the chains. Okay, you can make an
Yes.
Arcana check, Lissa.
18.
18. These chains are pretty resilient. You know that you need a key to open this, but right now you're not sure where that key is. The other option is to take the chain out of the wall and, leave it on her for the moment and get it off later.
Look, it seems like anything magical isn't going to work in here. If you can get these chains out of the wall, then and take me to the hole at least, I think then you'll be able to take them off. But
Without any perception checks required, you all hear the sound of this call in the distance coming far through the fog that sounds like a cross between a beast and a horn.
what the shit was that?
I'll try and break them from the wall.
Okay. Let's do an athletics check for Storm. And that is an 18, which succeeds.
Ooh.
You managed to rip it right out of the wall, so that you've got the chain still attached, but
Yep.
they're now attached to a little chunk of wood on the other end of the chain.
All right, come on. Let's go to the hole. Okay, okay.
Grab some of the chain. Help her.
Currently, Nightingale and Storm, you both have several levels of exhaustion, 2 or 3.
And as we're
And like 5 hit points each.
All right, okay.
as we're heading out, I informed them that I had crushed the pearl.
Okay, that's great. But can you take these off for me, please? I'm so tired. They're really heavy and wait. I try and shift.
You try and shift. As long as the chain is around your wrist, you are unable to do anything like that.
Take them off, take them off, take them off, take them off, take them off. Come on, come on, come
You
on,
need a
please.
key.
I will give you inspiration for your role playing.
Thank you. Please take them off.
All right.
I think I probably stride in at that point.
Go,
I'm
go,
like,
go, go on. Take them off, take.
are you having some trouble there, Nightingale?
I just like put up my like 2 hobbling wrists.
Okay.
Take 'em off, please.
I pull something. So I pull something out of my bag.
Mm-hmm.
It is a foot-long hollow metal tube,
Okay.
and I ring it.
Okay. You ring
This
it.
is a chime of opening that you gave me back in the previous campaign.
Okay.
So
All
I'm
right.
gonna burn a charge of that. Does that do anything?
The locks burst open and the chain falls away.
You are welcome.
Like Nightingale just like jumps up into his arms. And just like holds them tightly. Thank you all. I appreciate it.
The ship lurches.
I shift myself onto Tennel's back, and I remain as a backpack.
Have any of you been in a shipwreck? Any of your characters been in a shipwreck before?
I think like Vespera probably.
One of my characters is washed up on a beach.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if in all of Nightingale's years.
You can't tell whether the ship hit something or if something hit the ship. But the ship rocked.
Jazan upstairs would be having a look around.
Okay. Drazan, can you make a perception check?
Doubling.
Sure.
Trying to grab something. Try and land on my booty.
He can't see anything, I don't think. Not with a
Too
12.
much. Yeah, there's too much mist. All right.
Mm-hmm. We'll keep an eye out up there, though.
So what are you guys down below deck doing? Storm's awake.
I'm seeing if I can find any weapons locker or anything like that. Any locker that's magical.
All right. Let's make an investigation check for you, Storm.
If Storm
Natural 20. Natural
Nice.
20, Storm. Storm, you find a locker that is covered in runes and things. But next to it, you find some of your non-magical, non-combat stuff in a basket.
Okay. Is my stuff there too?
Yep.
Whee! Okay.
I don't like doing this, but
I need my magic items.
no, I understand that. I don't like. I don't know. I suppose it's useful for something. I ring the chime again to see if that opens the door.
Okay, that disturbs the mimic, which immediately leaps across the room towards you and starts whacking its lid like jaws.
I thought it was a door.
No, it was a locker.
Oh, a locker. Okay. All right.
Seeing as we don't have D&D Beyond up and it's 10:01, this seems like a good place to put it on pause.
Come on.
I mean, to be fair, we
messed
did
around
lose
a
a bit. We lost a bit of time when you rebooted Zoom.
That's true. That's true. That's true. But I
We can handle it.
I can't run the encounter like.
You'll have to
Okay.
do it manually, which isn't
Okay.
too hard.
Okay.
Go
how
old
about,
school.
how about
You
how
are an old
about
school DM, right?
how about this, Russ?
Yeah.
How about this? I'm just like fuck no and cast a spell on it. It's an intelligence save. I don't imagine it's gonna pass.
Okay, I'll roll a d20.
Most
Just
intelligent chest you've ever encountered.
It has to beat a 19 or
Oh fuck. Okay.
Well, I rolled a 17, but it probably has like -1. So yeah, okay, fail.
okay. So yeah, so that is where's it? That's 37 psychic damage, and it's incapacitated for until the start of my next turn.
All right, very good. So it's not doing nothing.
Um, yeah, and then I mean these
We
guys
wail
are
on it.
You wail on it.
Nightingale, she summons her sword and she wails on it.
All right.
because she
So-
can do that.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
why don't we get everyone to make an attack roll?
Okay. Roll a cool,
so
remember? Roll a cool.
AC for a mimic must be like. God,
Heck
I imagine
roll.
it's quite high actually.
It's incapacitated.
What's
So you would have
course,
advantage.
yeah.
All right. So everyone make an attack roll with advantage. I'm going to set the
Okay.
AC at 16 because I think it's probably higher than that, but that sounds fair.
Okay.
You've done 37 damage already.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they have like
20.
80 to 90 hit points. So that's 30 to hit.
Oh fuck yeah. 16 points of damage.
All right, so we're at 30. What did you say? 37 plus
37.
plus. What was your one, Charlie?
16.
16. So 37 plus 16 is 47 plus 6 is 53. Okay.
31.
31 to hit. Yep. All right, give me some damage.
Go get him.
I'm leaving
Come
it.
on.
You want me to roll for you, Zor?
Yeah.
All right, so what
Zor,
kind of
Zor,
attack
Zor,
is
Zor,
it?
Zor, what am I? what
Is
am
this
I
a staff attack or a punch attack?
Staff
12.
attack.
So 12 for you. All right. So we say 53 plus 12 is now 65.
Struck and grasp, but it has no reactions as well.
It's
Okay.
already incapacitated.
It's already
but yeah, I
Super
suppose-
incapacitated.
Right, super incapacitated. All right. So Storm's attack is what? Is it
a storm could use his claws. Storm has his claws.
This is Storm, right? You're right. Because
Right, so but he's got Storm and Zor.
Storm and Zor, right?
They
Okay.
just kind of like Dragon Ball fusion into Storm.
Storm. Store.
Yeah.
So Storm, are you making an attack?
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Okay. So
Somebody
unarmed.
do it for me.
Yep. Okay. So cat claws. This is +9 to hit. That works. That hits. So that's 17, and it does 5 points of damage. So we're at like.
Plus, you can add a D8 to that,
plus a D8. Okay.
and remember he's got multi attack.
Okay. He's got multi-attack. Fucking hell. All right. So that's another 7. So that's 5 and 7 is 12. I think 13. It's 12.
53.
And that's another hit for Zor, for Storm rather.
Yeah.
Lissa, did you give me damaged numbers? You did, didn't you? It was 12, wasn't it?
12.
Yeah,
Right.
I reckon we're up to about 75 damage.
25. That sounds about right. Did I roll a second cat claw?
No.
Okay, so that's a 15. That does not hit.
Shouldn't he have advantage?
That's true. He should have advantage.
I forgot Knight also has another attack.
23.
I always forget.
23.
Is it okay to roll another attack for Knight
Yep.
as well? Okay,
Do it.
cool.
That's another 7 damage from Zor. So we're at
Like
what did you say?
77, I think.
77.
Plus another 20. That's 23 to hit.
Yep.
And then, oh, 6.
6 million damage.
Mhm.
Okay, so now we're at like 86, something like that.
How many attacks did Storm make? Because he's got doesn't he have oh, and Zor hasn't attacked yet.
Zor hasn't attacked yet at all.
Yeah.
So Zor, are you doing an unarmed strike or a staff attack, or are you turning
Staff attack.
staff attack? Okay, so it's
Just
plus
whack it
11.
with your stick.
All right.
Electrified.
That's a 24 to hit. Did you say
That was rolling. He had advantage, doesn't he?
That's advantage? Yeah, that's true. So that's 27 to hit.
Okay,
It definitely hits.
Yeah.
And the base damage is 12, which actually is enough to kill the mimic.
So basically, we just dogpile this mimic and blast it into and just
Give
beat
us
the
back
shit
our
out of
magic
it.
items, you piece of shit.
And then it spews out all your stuff on the floor.
Good. I quickly bring out my things.
I prestidigitate the goo off it.
All right.
I'm okay with the goo.
I'm not. I have standards. Actually,
You're hanging out with the burning path. Are you sure you have standards?
Oh,
they're still
very
they're still better than boots.
True.
I think Nightingale will be very happy when she has her whistle around her bird whistle around her neck and her wedding ring on her finger.
Aww.
Finally. Oh, thank goodness. You can't believe what we've been through over the last few hours. Perhaps we should go up and find out what that is. What do you say?
I believe that is a good idea. I pull a greater healing potion out of my bag and give it to Nightingale.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Thank you kindly. Oh, by the way, what time is it?
You don't know.
How? Well, I have keen mind, so I should know which way is north. And I
North
should
is
know.
spinning around you right now.
That's good. I need to know when this. And the other thing is, yeah, I need to know how many hours it is till sunset or sunrise.
None.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That gives her an indication that we're not on the same plane we were on. Does it feel like home by any chance? No. Okay.
Home for Nightingale? No.
Astral Sea. I feel like we're in a bag of holding, everyone. Anyway, run upstairs.
What if the whole universe is a bag of holding?
I'll take the.
Well, I hope. Well, the problem is the moment that means bags of holding can't exist in the universe because the moment somebody made one, it would explode.
Well,
What if that's how the Big Bang started? Somebody put a bag of holding in a bag of holding.
Right. See? Them gods get up to shit.
Stares pointedly at Zeus.
Right. Okay, so the mimic is dead. You get your stuff back. You collect it, and you put on the necessaries that you have, and you drink some healing potions.
I give Storm a hug, too.
I will give you a cursory short rest just because.
Put me in your bag, Sornel, and I'll just have a long rest there.
You do realize it's a bag of holding.
This is fine.
I believe you still need to breathe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got me there. That is important, unfortunately. Okay, fine.
Okay. I'm happy to take a short rest again. Actually, you know what? If we're gonna get a short rest in, I'm gonna burn 2 more spell slots.
So the short rest is not that you're actually having a rest. It's just a mechanical kind of here's some hit points because you're at a checkpoint. If you like.
Okay, that's fair. I'm happy with that. I will not abuse that.
Cool.
Jazan's still upstairs looking around and being like, this
Jazan can make another
right.
perception check.
Okay. Oh, well, I closed his character accidentally.
Seeing as he's up.
Make me a perception check, brother.
Are you going upstairs too, eh?
Ah,
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I think we all go upstairs.
We'll go
Maintenance
upstairs.
is down, so I'm gonna have to roll just naturally.
All right, so you go upstairs. Perception for Zor first, which technically is at disadvantage because of blindness.
17.
Zor, that's a natural 1.
It's all right.
So let's see what Storm has to say about that. Storm, however, gets a 22. Okay, so anyone else get anywhere near a 22?
Sadly, no.
I got 14. That's about it.
19? 17. Okay. Some of you notice something big in the mist, big and long.
Phrasing.
Sort of moving, worming, snaking through the mist around the ship. And the storm, you see that it seems to have some draconic features.
Guys, there's something out there over in that direction. No, that direction.
You would also say, Storm, if you had to put a name to it, it would be made of shadow.
Well, it's pretty much a dragon made of shadow. It's got dragon features, and it's made of shadow.
Perhaps Lissa could try talking to it.
Would my orb be going off?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Then it's draconic.
It is.
Well,
we have a draconic presence.
So this isn't your friend, Lissa?
Can I communicate with it?
You can, you believe. You haven't tried yet. You can try.
I can try and communicate with it.
How long are we going to be in here? Is this a temporary thing? Is it permanent? We need you to be at the I guess the announcing of who is the next emperor. Storm.
Are you friend or foe to the dragon?
You get a response that gives you this sense that you're dealing with a creature that doesn't even speak language. It is so primordial and ancient. Like your words seem meaningless to it.
This is a very, very ancient dragon.
You're not even sure that it knows what you are.
Oh boy. Can I flash it images?
You can try.
And flash it images of who I am and what I know of dragons?
Okay. Why don't you make a persuasion check?
I forget the exact feature, but doesn't she get something like advantage when dealing with dragons because she's a draconic sorcerer?
Sure. So you can have advantage.
Wrong way. $29.
29.
Right.
Wow.
She got a nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay. All right. The creature, you seem to have its attention, and you form a psychic bond with it, like a connection, as it were. And you flash these images, these memories, and so forth through this astral connection to this beast. And it seems to slow down and then even stop, pauses, and then the front end of it, which is barely recognizable as a draconic form, kind of lifts up out of the mist, and this primordial draconic head and neck extend out over the ship's prow towards you all. And
I come up and put my hand up to it.
Its eyes open and it looks at you all, and you can feel this sort of black light penetrating you as it observes you and tries to fathom what it's looking at.
Well, Jazan is pretty freaked out. Can't say he's ever been this close to a dragon before, let alone in another plane of existence with an ancient dragon.
It has all this sort of stuff hanging off it, like ancient web of astral crap.
Well, Sorrel doesn't have any better ideas, so he gets out his lute and he starts playing a song for it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Um,
You can make a
and
performance.
Night is on Sornel's back, and she'll bring out her bird pipe and play along as well.
The interesting thing is, I think Zor might recognize this song because it's that
So
song.
if Knight's on your back, you're at disadvantage trying to play anything.
You're, you're just gonna
Uh,
have to deal with it, Sornel.
Fine.
I don't want you to leave me.
What's Zor and Storm doing?
That's still
Uh,
a 20.
we're like just keeping an eye on things, wondering what the
17.
hell's next.
You can feel the ship is kind of slowly spinning.
Meanwhile, I'm flashing images of me and my draconic patron
Hmm.
and what history I remember of the dragons coming to the world in our history with the dragons.
The creature eventually kind of pulls back and away, and then it pours itself over the bow of the ship, like across the deck, and then down into the other side. And its tail whips up and down, and whoosh, it disappears into the mist. Everything goes still. And we are going to leave it there.
Okay.
That's fair.
Shazam's like, well, I miss my slippers.
Mm.
I miss the daily Deck Day Geel newspaper. Well, actually, no. Oh, there's a newspaper. That's right. You got rid of them, although